This tutorial will show you how to begin your mandala, creating designs from the center point out towards the edge. For the first progress check, we're only going to do from the center to the middle circle. So this is what an end result would look like. If you have not yet watched the tutorial on how to create the basic design, the basic structure of the mandala, please go back and watch that video so you understand how to create the circles and the lines. We're going to start with the basic elements that you can use to create the different designs. And this is all I've used to create mine. And even though they look very complex, they start off with just very basic shapes. So any kind of circle, even a series of circles, a dot could be open, a dot could be solid, spirals could go in different directions. A drop could be like a teardrop, or it could go in the opposite direction and point down. A leaf could be wide. A leaf could be very tall and narrow. You might even actually call it more of a petal if you soften it. An arch could be a plain curve, or perhaps a point, or a plain triangle, or even a shape with a point like that. The line could be a series of lines to fill in a space, or the line could be any way that you choose. Diagonal, or horizontal, or vertical. You can really play with that and get a lot of different ideas. So here's an example of where we're going to work. We're going to start at the center, and you can see I like to write down just to show you, just to demonstrate what I've done, so you can see the ones that I've used, and this is the design that happened from that. I've used the same exact ones, the same exact shapes in this one, and just came up with a different result. So it's always the same basic shapes like this. It's just the order in which you put them and the manner in which you create them that you're going to get different results, which is the exciting part, because there's so many correct answers to this visual problem. So whether I'll start one with notebook paper. And I did this in pencil, and I'm going to use a Sharpie just for the sake of the video and that you can see it better. I've got my list right here. Let me rearrange. All right, so I'm thinking about what I want to do. I want to start in the middle. Perhaps I'll start with a leaf. So I'm going to decide to start with a small leaf. And I'm just going to rotate my paper. Okay. Next, maybe I'll do little arches. I'll do small ones that are rounded. So I'm going to go, I think I can fit 2 in each area, each section. The purpose of this, if I were to just sit quietly and continue to design on my own, it's meant to be very meditative. You can see it's not perfect. Perfection is not the goal here. It's simply to get into a kind of a meditative state of mind, just in order to like design and relax. And you get into this kind of a Zen mode. I'm gonna do spirals. Yeah, I'll do a spiral on each one. So I've done many of these, and every single one looks completely different because of the way that the order in which I choose the different shapes and the manner in which I design it. Next, I think I'll do an arch. Maybe I'll do a kind of a pointed arch. All right, so there's my list. Yeah, kind of an arch. You might almost call it like a petal. And I'm going to make it on every line so that I have some overlapping that gets created, because I like that look. This could be done in pencil first. Oops, that's all right. And later added some color in, because if you make a mistake, then you can fix it. Me, I'm using a Sharpie. I'm just kind of diving right in. And there we go. All right, so I have hit this middle circle, and that's where we are going to stop. I think it's kind of plain. I want to add something. What didn't I do yet? Maybe I didn't do a drop. So let's see. I think I'm going to use this line right here as a guide. So I'm going to put a drop pointing down. I like that. I tend to like my designs to be full, kind of overflowing with shapes. Notice again, I'm just using these basic design elements here on the list and creating this design. And I think they can look pretty complex when they're finished, but I'm still just using basic shapes. It's just the repetition that makes it look more intricate. And I think that one is about it. So I could stop there. I've reached the edge of the middle circle. I could add something else in here. I have space for that. Let's see. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Here's one that I have with white paper. And this time I think I'll start with, maybe I'll start with the drop this time. Maybe I could do a large drop. I'm going to be, let's see. I'm taking a risk. We'll see what happens. Okay, that works. All right. That's a good start. I like this circle that's happening here. Maybe I should outline that to emphasize it. So I think I'll do that just because. And I'm kind of liking this line right here. I'm going to keep that. And maybe I will do some lines. That's way different than my other ones, so that's good. Maybe I'll put, maybe just an arch, kind of an arch. Let me think. Maybe I'll put an arch that meets up to the top of the drop. If you want, you could intentionally create a design that has the look of, say, a flower, because I'm already seeing kind of a flower represented in this design. I'm not planning ahead. I'm not thinking about what I want it to look like in the end. I still have more room, so I'm going to put, I'm going to do a spiral. and then maybe some dots. So I'm going to go, let's see, big spiral. Okay. Try to go the same direction, larger and smaller. All right, so I have reached the middle circle, but it's kind of empty in here. So I'm thinking, I'm looking at my list. Dots, I didn't do a leaf. I could fit a leaf right in there, or maybe I could repeat a drop. You can always repeat a shape. Just because you did one doesn't mean that's it. You can go in and add the same thing again. So I think I'll do, maybe I'll just put a leaf in here. We'll see what happens. How about like this? Yeah. It's different. Okay, that's unique. So, same elements, all kinds of different designs that you could come up with. Make sure you work from the center point out towards the middle circle for this progress check. And have fun with it and see what happens.